Well, I know it's a shame I can't show it. And I see it, I can see it now, but I'm so far below it. Don't wanna talk about it. I say why not, don't wanna think about it. I say there's got to be some good reason for your little black backpack up smack. Turn around, he's on his back and don't wanna tango with you. I'd rather tango with him. I think I'm gonna bash his head in. And this shouldn't concern you except that just don't expect to get your bloody black back. And I can feel you, yes I can. What about that don't you understand? And I sense you, it's something sensual, but it's less than I planned. Don't wanna talk about it. I say why not, don't wanna think about it. I say there's got to be some good reason for your little black backpack up smack. Turn around, he's on his back and don't wanna tango with you. I'd rather tango with him. I think I'm gonna bash his head in. And this shouldn't concern you except that just don't expect to get your blood